So since I'm gone today, here's what I'm going to have you do. I'd like you to watch this video. I'm going to explain a few different things. First of all, I'd like you to understand that this is my moon. It takes 30 days to get from here all the way around Earth, 30 days. So if I asked how long it took to get here, it would probably take about a week. Here would be about 2 weeks. Here, 3 weeks. Here, 4 weeks, and you'd start over. So one moon cycle is 30 days. 1 day on Earth is 24 hours. And there are 4 tides per day. And I'm going to go over what a tide is. Now, if you have never been to California or Florida or anywhere that there's an ocean, this could be a little confusing because a tide is literally the ocean waves. Okay, so if this is land, the tide can either be really low where it's not even getting above land, or it could be really high where it's getting over the land and onto the shore. Neap tides is where the moon and the sun are in opposite areas. So, if you remember, the sun has gravity that pulls against the earth. The moon has gravity that pulls against the earth. Therefore, what this means is the tides, or the ocean water, is pulled towards the sun and pulled towards the moon. Now, if the water here was pulled out towards the sun, Earth likes to be equal. So on the opposite side, it's going to equal out. So the tides would be about the same height as the tides over here. Now the sun is pulling on the earth as well. The earth likes to equalize, so the tides would be the same height here and here. This is called a neap tide. A spring tide is different. An example of this would be like if I had the sun pulling against the earth in a tug-of-war contest. They'd probably go back and forth because their gravity's pulling against each other. However, if I put the moon on the same side as the sun and moon are going to have more gravity. Therefore, they're going to pull that water or those tides and waves towards them. Remember, the earth likes to equal out. Therefore, on this side, it's going to pull away as well. So the tides or the waves on this side and this side of the earth are going to be very high. That's what surfers like. Surfers like high tides. And on the top and bottom of Earth, all that water that at one time was equal has now been pulled to the right and to the left. Therefore, the water on the top and the bottom are super low. Now the moon can be here. The moon can be here, or it can be on this side. Because if the moon's on this side, the gravity from the moon will still pull, the gravity from the sun will still pull, so it works out both ways. That is called a spring tide. So a neap tide, the moon can be here, or it can be here, both sides. Okay, so here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to pause the video, and you are on a sheet of paper, and I'm going to completely make a new one. On your sheet of paper, what you're going to do is you are going to draw, there's my sheet of paper. I'm going to draw my lines. So there's the big line, and then I have my small lines. Okay, so, wish I could make that a little longer. That's right. So, what you're going to do at the top of your new sheet of paper is you're going to write your title, which is Tides. And I'm going to have you draw Neap Tides first. So, at the right in your first line, you're going to have Neap Tides. Let's make it pretty small, so it would go right here, Neap Tides. Now this is very important that you do this right. I want your shapes pretty big, so I would like your sun to be 4 lines long, so I'm going to skip a line. Actually, I'm going to skip 2 lines, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to pretend there's another one, so 4 lines. That is now my sun. So I'm just going to make it yellow quick. Oh. There's my sun. Okay. I'm not very good at this. There we go. There's my sun. Now I'm going to draw my earth, and I'm going to make my earth 3 lines big. So 1, 2, and that would be the third. I'm going to color this one blue, which you won't need to color. Okay. And that's not going to let me color that, so that'd be blue. And then I'm going to draw my moon. Now we're doing Neap Tides again, so remember Neap Tides. So I'm going to draw my moon, and my moon's going to be 2 lines big. So, we don't want that there. We want it's going to be up here and down here. So that's my Neap Tides. So it's going to be right above and below. Let's move. There we go. There we go. And then I'm going to draw I don't like that. Because remember, it's equaled with Neap. Much better. So it's equal. It should be equal. It should be a perfect circle. That's not a very good example of a perfect circle. Okay? Now, what I'd like you to do, so you are going to pause this, and you're going to draw, just like you see, you're going to label your moon, sun, and earth. You're going to write Neap Tides. You're going to draw your white waves, and you are going to write your information about the gravity under Neap Tides.